for me. Oh, there it is. Do you know the one where he you have to do something here, man. You have to see what's happening in the world. Ah, there we are.
Where he was, where he was.
Oh, fuck off.
You're going to get loads of Kenny dropping in, none of us here, unless you find out about the job.
I have. Oh, camera, remote control. He got, I suppose we could get ourselves closer, actually.
But we don't need ourselves any closer, Dad. We're alright.
I'm sure we do.
Go on. What story are you talking about?
He ends up in this kid won't obey the father's rules.
Right.
And he's become totally whatever. And he ends up, he says, where were you? And
oh, the one goes down the marina.
No, the father, he says, I was up in somewhere up on the top of Gardener's Hill.
Oh, and the father goes to visit them.
And he makes him come up with him. Yeah. And he says, you don't have to come in, but wait there. And he goes in and they said, no, he wasn't here at all, like, you know. But your man, like the young fella, had this vision of the perfect family, like, and where he wanted.
That was them.
And when the father comes out, Judas something or something it's called. When he comes out, the son is leaning against the gate post up on the top of Gardener's Hill. And he comes out of the house and saying, you know, sure, aren't children awful, Mr. Lucy or whatever his name is. And it's absolutely brilliant story. Like.
Yeah.
And
What's
then,
this one?
no free gift, it's called. Because
yes,
the son sorts himself out, or he did something right, and the son stops being
Judas
a
is the
langer.
one where the son comes home late after stalking some chick.
Yeah.
So it's an out and out free gift. There's no such thing. Yeah, there it is, 5:37. Man of the house anyway is the one where the little boy goes to get medicine for his mother. I can't remember the name of the one where the boy cycles off to.
Yeah.
That's the one boy goes to get medicine and he drinks it all with the little girl. And the mother ends up minding him again.
Yeah. All the little guilts, Mary girl. All the little guilts.
They build up, but I'm telling you, The Weeping Children is a horrible story. That's the one where he goes to rescue his girlfriend's given up child. Or his wife's given up child. I wonder if you saw what I did. Joe said it last, to break the silence, and Coleman stared in despair again. I mean, Jed, I'll never forget it, he said. Yeah, that's it. That's an out and every gift.
Yeah. The last couple of lines with us is, you know.
Oh yes, Gardener's Hill, there it is, look. It says, I'm convinced Frank knew a family of 3 girls somewhere.
I am.
And up Gardener's Hill.
I think so too.
You might, I don't know, where do they live, Gardener's Hill? Whereabouts? Near the top. When the road comes up from Don's Cross. 4 doors down is a tree in the garden.
Yeah. That's in by where the well lives, like.
Yeah, exactly. Is no one on Gardener's Hill still? There's the
No,
corporate.
she's
I like
the
no,
but the last part of that is, he says, no.
where he came out, I'd say that's up here, like where he came out. Go this, oh no.
Oh yeah. Where he came out was the important part, I think. When he went upstairs, something is
Oh, here it is. Good night, Missy Callahan. Laying a hand gently on sleeve. And
said
don't be
Mrs.
too
Ryan laying a hand gently on the shirt sleeve, and don't be to her. Sure, we were all wild ourselves. Well.
Good night, Missy Callahan.
It was a shock to emerge on the roadway and see Jimmy still standing there where he had left him, though he no longer looked crucified. Instead, with his head down and his hands by his sides, he looked terribly weary.
Terribly weary.
I know, but how could anyone write a line like that about a teenager which is what the sun was like.
Exactly.
They walked in silence for a few minutes till they saw the valley of the city and the lamps cascading down out of that old shit.
It's nice though.
It is, it's just atmospheric stuff. I mean, I don't mean the shit, like, because every word of that as well, like,
Exactly, yeah.
talked about it to be done. But the dialogue is the important part. Well, Ned said gloomily, the rain seemed to be under the impression that you weren't out tonight. I know.
Don't you think it's a nice place to live?
Dad. That's Jimmy. Is it? Ah well, the air is better. No, go to bed, Ned said in the hallway. We'll cancel what to do with you tomorrow.
It's weird, like, if that wasn't a film, like, it would just be the dialogue, you'd have to fill in all the other bits yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the difficulty with film, and that's why the French are so good at it, because atmospheric filmmaking, they're brilliant at. They can create a scene around everything.
Exactly, yeah.
The Yanks are useless because I think, like in that song last night, or that film last night that I was talking about, Proof. There's a part very early on where he says, "Oh, I'm in a nerd band, and you know, all mathematicians, all academics working in this university, a rock band, and we have this song." He doesn't say we. She deduces from what he says that he's in the band as well, and he's defending them. So she, you're in this band, aren't you? Yeah. But the song they had was I, and he said, we just, you know, or they just.
Do you want yours?
No, thanks. They just stand there on stage and do nothing for 3 minutes. And then he said, you know, like she's the daughter of a mathematical genius. He has a PhD in maths, and they're talking to each other. But because it's Hollywood, he has to explain to the audience while pretending to explain to her what I means. You know, it's the imaginary number, like, you know, but I think it's a brilliant thing, and like, because that happens early in the film, and I was saying, fuck, I'd love to see that performed, and they perform it at the wake.
Or do they?
But only one person gets the joke, but it's not done very well. Whereas it could have been done, like in film it could have been done. But I mean, there was no need to. Well, there was, because they were trying to sell it to an American audience. They were trying to sell it as something like the Dead Poets Society or something like that. But, you know, obviously, because money is, it's like hair, like, you know. We save the banks, like, because money is the most important thing. Like, there's no rights issues or, you know, things as a right or anything else. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, but like it's so annoying about American cinema that everything has to be explained, every single scintilla, and like, well, to me it seemed obvious that, you know, if mathematicians are writing a song called I, you know, it's going to be fucking something, you know, about, you know, imaginary anyway. And like, all you have to do is say a song called I, which is he did, you know, and we do nothing for 3 minutes. There's silence for 3 minutes, and that's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the. It's not even a joke. It's just kind of a quirk or whatever. But anyway, that's. Shin Marwilshire, I suppose.
Exactly.
Jesus, Bertie Ahern's daughter was on TV.
Is that who that is? I was looking at her. Is that her?
Yeah.
Is she the one married to Westlife?
No, that's Celia Ahern.
That's not Celia.
She's in for the Nobel Peace Prize. Or
surely that's not her. She looks pretty fat.
No, she's not married.
No, I misheard. Do you know what actually I read? As if it had any relevance at all. Like, we're supposed to be praising this woman as an, I don't know, as an artistic genius. You know, she's an absolute amazing author.
No, I don't think so. I
you
don't
know
think
that.
artistic genius doesn't enter into it. I think.
No, but that's how we're supposed to see her.
No, we're supposed to see her as someone who's made money.
Like J.K. Rowling?
Yeah, that's the thing to be admired. It's not to do the right thing or the wrong thing, or be good, bad, or indifferent to what you do. The only yardstick, the only measure, the only value we have is how much money you make. You know, I had actually a conversation with what's his name? Your son.
Sam?
No,
I
your
don't have
bro-
a son.
Yeah, but you called him Sam. With Sam up in the Franciscan well, and we were talking about things like that, and we were talking about, you know, Herzog and all this German film and European film in general, the kind of things like that. You know, we'd watch and that Sam would watch, and
I haven't seen much Herzog actually. I still haven't seen Grizzly Man, even though I have it. I believe I have it anyway.
It's fucking mad, like, you know. But anyway, you know, like.
Oh, I think that went up my nose.
Like, you know, the French cinema now, like all the films they sponsor that one, that Life is a Miracle and all that. But like.
That's a German film though, isn't it?
The guy, you know, whatever.
Oh no, The Life of Others.
Yeah, but I know that's the one.
What's Life is a Miracle?
It's the one set in the when Yugoslavia was breaking up with all the wars between.
Is that the one
Serbia
with
and all
the
these things.
tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I know you don't, but I think it's a brilliant film. But like whatever, the film the other night, in whatever it was, you know, like, I mean, grand, the people behind it and the marketing people and all that, they want to make money out of it. But the person making it, the furthest thing from their minds, like, is to make money out of it. They want to express themselves. You know what they consider what they're doing as art, you know.
Yeah.
And like, commerce and profit and loss accounts and no free gift business lunches, all that shit, like, is the furthest thing from their fucking minds.
Absolutely. Like,
But you can see it in the films, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's why your man had to explain in the film last night, even though it was a brilliant film, and like the Americans are technically excellent. They can turn out like fucking technical excellence, like in proper shots, lighting, everything,
exactly,
in no time. And but there's no soul, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's mainstream American film. Get this brilliant,
there's
like,
other things, obviously.
look at all the giant, like, you know. But anyway.
Yeah. Actually, do you know Frank? Do you know the Frying Pan and what's the other one? Fish for Friday. They're two very odd stories.
Yeah, it's a bit like
His priest stories are weird, and his obviously Fish for Friday isn't a priest story. Do you know what priest story I like though?
you have to. You have to take it in the context. You have to take it in the context of the time. Like, it's like what we were talking about tonight.
I think it could be this story.
Islam.
Have you read the story? Ghosts. I never read that one. That's not the one I was thinking about. Do you know Frank's story about the priest who I think it's Fogarty, it must be Fogarty, he's his priest. And he dies and...
That's Ty Trin is buried down in the car class.
Is it?
You know, that was, what was his name? Your man Trainer, anyway. He's buried in the middle of the monks thing in Thingmub. You know that was forbidden by the church?
What?
To bury him there.
Why?
Oh, because they didn't like him, the bishops didn't like him.
Oh,
But
what?
his parishioners buried him there anyway.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's in that book, Voices, that biography.
I haven't read it yet, but David O'Riordan does want to borrow it. Do you know the story I'm talking about though? It's he dies, he wants to be buried on a certain island, maybe not an island, but in a certain place in the middle of nowhere. Then there's, I think it's Jackson, is kind of the pain, he finds Fogarty a pain in the ass, he has that bond through that other
Well,
priest.
the island was always Gugandara, the island, because that was an island then, like.
Was it?
Yeah, that causeway was only built.
But you know the story?
Yeah.
And like at the end, your man Jackson went to visit the place with Fogarty at one time, and they